Welcome, everyone, with the ambassador, David Eby, and Greg Roth. This is yours truly, Eric Glazer, and this is your Sharp Squares podcast for week 8 of the NFL season 2024-25. First, the good news. 3-2-1. I know we don't usually start with that. We were 3-0, 6 for 6 for points. We need to do a few more of those, but we finally had a really good week. And now for the bad news. Pick 5, we were 1-4. Mental games, we were 1-3. That was mental games for pick 5. And our sharps in aggregate last week were 41.5%. For the season, it is just ugly, ugly, ugly. 42.5% for the sharps. Mental games, 46%, our lowest of all time. Pick 5, we are all-time low of 40%. And 3-1, not good either. Terrible. In fact, 43% of the points we've earned, 18-42, despite going 6 for 6, 10-11, and 46.6% on a win-loss ratio. So that's where we are. We've got a very interesting week to talk to you about. And now to provide you with this week's picks, the information that you probably tune in for, despite our record, is everyone's favorite fellow degenerate, the Greg Roth.
Eric, thank you so much. Good evening, Ambassador. There are 4 mental games this week. I don't know if it's good or bad. So far this year, it hasn't been good. Also, by the way, I hate all these picks. I don't know if that's good or bad, but there are 4, a season high, 4 gold games. There are no silver games and there are no bronze games. 4 gold games. What could be the top rated gold game on the board? The pick. It's fitting because I happen to be in Miami as we're broadcasting this, is the Miami Dolphins. They're -3.5 at home, welcoming the Arizona Cardinals. R.J. Bell, Scott Seidenberg, Stuckey, and Rob Pizzola, and Adam Chernoff and Cleve TA. They all picked Miami. I can't wait to hear the handicapping highlights on why. We know Tua's back. That's got to be part of it. Ross Tucker and Descent did take Arizona. The second gold game, the pick. We're staying in Florida. We're moving north. It's the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're +4.5, welcoming the Green Bay Packers. Stuckey, Mike Lombardi, and Marco D'Angelo all picked Jacksonville. Nobody picked Green Bay. The third gold game, the pick's the Dallas Cowboys. They're a home dog. I'm sorry. They're traveling to San Francisco, Levi Stadium, to take on the 49ers. Dallas is +4.5. Steve Fezzik, Chris Raybon, and Ralph Michaels all picked Dallas. Gil Alexander in Descent picked the 49ers. The fourth gold game, a divisional game, a home dog, a big home dog. The pick, the Jameis Winston-led Cleveland Browns. They're +9.5, welcoming, I don't know, the red hot, white hot Baltimore Ravens to Cleveland. Scott Seidenberg, Chris Raybon, Cleve TA, and Ross Tucker, they all pick Cleveland. Nobody, for some reason, wants to join the Baltimore bandwagon. So there you have it. Dolphins, Jaguars, Cowboys, Browns, all gold. No silver, no bronze this week. So, gentlemen, our picks, obviously 4 gold games. Dolphins at -3.5, Jaguars +4.5, Cowboys +4.5, Browns at +9.5 are going to be our 4 of our 5 pick 5 games. The 5th game, which is the next highest rated game on the board, not a medal game, that pick is the New York Giants. Let me set that game up for you. New York is +6.5 at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Adam Chernoff and Rob Pizzola picked New York. Mackenzie Rivers and Ross Tucker did pick Pittsburgh. Again, not a medal game, but our 5th game. 3-2-1. The Dolphins line does go in 3-2-1 from -3.5 to 3. It's still our 3-point game. Jaguars remain our second highest rated game at +4.5 as our 2-point game. And the 1-point game is really a coin flip between Dallas and Cleveland. Both gold games. The ambassador got the tie-breaking vote, and he picked Cleveland. plus 9.5 as our 1 point game.
And I am 2-0 with my picks on the pod this year. So going for 3.
You are.
If that is all you were looking for, you are now all dismissed. And if you want to stick around, we're going to give you some trends and some handicapping.
All right, let's go to the trends. First from Lock and Cash, which can be found at @LockandCash on Twitter X. Jared Goff indoors is 27-10 against the spread. That's 73%, and he's 5-1 this season. This weekend, Detroit is at home against Tennessee. The spread there is a big 11.5, but I still like Jared Goff and the Lions. Here's a something's got to give trend. Actually, it's 2 trends, which add up to something's got to give, and you'll see why in a minute. Daniel Jones as a road dog is 18-7 against the spread. That's 72%, and he's 2-0 this season. But Mike Tomlin has never lost at home on Monday Night Football. He's 9-0, and that's where the Giants are playing this week, so something's got to give. Finally, home dogs of 7.5 or more are 48-29-1 against the spread in the last 5 years. That's 62.3%. And that applies to the Raiders plus 9.5 versus the Chiefs and the Browns plus 8.5 versus the Ravens.
From Bet Labs, in the last 3 years, the Patriots are 1-10 straight up and as home dogs, and they are 1-8-2 ATS. Patriots plus 7 versus the JATS Jets. Sounds like you're going to want to lay those points. As double-digit road favorites, Patrick Mahomes is 16-1 straight up. But, Evie, get this, only 5-10-2 ATS. Sounds like the Raiders plus 10 at Kansas City may be your play for that. And to fly in the face of Evie's last trends from Lock and Cash, Bet Labs is talking about double-digit favorites are 2-0 ATS this season. Double-digit favorites this season, 2-0. So there's only been 2 times, but there's 3 games this week. Ravens minus 11.5, Lions minus 10.5, and the Chiefs minus 10.
All right, the first game is Cardinals at the Dolphins. The pick is the Dolphins minus 3.5. The theme, we're back, baby. Done in my best George Costanza voice. Strike up the F_ing band. We're back. Start me this week. Let's go. That's Tyreek Hill when asked about the team this week. Handicap synopsis, Miami is getting back its much-missed quarterback, Tua Tagovailoa, after missing games due to yet another concussion. Seems the market is not adjusting enough for the combination of how much Tua elevates multiple pieces of the offense, the rest advantage for Miami, and the cluster injuries on the Arizona defense. RJ Bell from Dream Preview points out that Miami is coming off a bye, and Arizona is coming off a short week, and teams in this double whammy spot are 67-22 against the spread, with a 5.3 points against the spread margin. RJ thinks Tua is being underestimated, and the team is rallying around him. Tyreek Hill, as we already heard from, said he almost cried seeing Tua back on the field. Stuckey from the Action Network says the Dolphins are very undervalued in this matchup. It's a long trip on a short week for Arizona, not to be confused with a long walk on a short pier. Adam Chernoff says this is a game where Miami should be rated closer to their preseason ranking and not their current ranking. Preseason line was Miami minus 7 for this game. The look-ahead line was Arizona minus 3.5. The current line is Miami minus 3.5. Chernoff does not think that's enough of an adjustment back towards the preseason line. Timestamps, Dream Preview, 16 minutes and 25 seconds. Action Network, 13 minutes and 55 seconds. Right Angle Sports, 21 minutes and 9 seconds. And Forward Progress, 6 minutes and 38 seconds.
Packers at the Jaguars, plus 4.5. Our pick is the Jaguars. Theme here is it's a sleepy spot for the Packs as the Jags get their secondary back and get back on track. Handicap synopsis. After spending 2 weeks in London, the Jaguars are probably finally stateside as they host the Packers. Green Bay is looking to keep things rolling after a big win against Houston last week. And as they travel down to Jacksonville for the weekend, many sharps believe that this young Packer team may overlook the Jags as they play the Bears next week. Can a rejuvenated Jacksonville team put up a fight against a Green Bay Packer team that ranks near the top in luck rankings in the NFL? Handicapping highlights. Stuckey says Jacksonville is getting healthy in key spots. They needed cornerback Tyson Campbell for their horrible secondary. He also says that they're due for some turnover luck. Mike Lombardi, he believes the Packers, who have the Lions next week, are in a look-ahead game, and Bigsby can run against the Packers, and the heat may be a factor and an advantage for the Jaguars. Timestamps for this handicap: Action Network, 27 minutes, 42 seconds. GM Shuffle, 50 minutes, 10 seconds. Bet on it, 15 minutes.
Cowboys at the 49ers. The pick is the Cowboys plus 4.5. The theme, right place at the right time, or timing is everything in this business. The Cowboys are getting healthy and rested coming off a bye, while the 49ers are completely decimated with injuries coming off their Week 7 loss. Chris Raybon from the Action Network wants to know who's playing wide receiver for the 49ers this week and who will play running back. Steve Fezzik from the Dream Preview says Dallas is getting healthier and San Francisco is getting worse. This is one of the biggest deltas that we'll see over a 2-week period where Dallas has improved its health and San Francisco got worse. From the Favorites podcast, the 49ers are very banged up. Who's going to play wide receiver? Apparently, they've been listening to the Action Network pod. 49ers will struggle on offense. Injuries will have caught up to them. Timestamps: Action Network, 19 minutes, 3 seconds. Dream Preview, 39 minutes, 29 seconds. And the Favorites podcast, 52 minutes and 55 seconds.
Final gold game. Ravens at the Browns plus 9.5. Our pick is the Browns. Theme here: as the one door closes, another one opens. Key injuries to the Browns. Abysmal big money quarterback opens the door for a better playmaker to take control of the offense. The synopsis: Cleveland welcomes Baltimore into town for a divisional matchup, and this is the first one without Deshaun Watson, who tore his Achilles last Sunday, despite losing their franchise QB, and that's in quotes and with complete sarcasm. Hopes remain high in Cleveland as Jameis Winston steps into the starting role on Sunday. Many sharps believe that Winston is an upgrade at the QB position. With the key offensive players returning to the lineup, Cleveland should be able to keep it close against Baltimore. Highlights: Chris Raybon says that Jameis is, as an underdog of 3 points or more, is 19-10-1 ATS, and he would take this game at 8+8 or better, and we're getting 9.5. Ross Tucker is one of those who thinks Jameis is an upgrade at QB, and according to Scott Seidenberg, the Ravens, although the best yards per play defense against the run, are the fourth worst EPA, expected points added, per play against the pass this year. Timestamps: Action Network, 7 minutes, 36 seconds. Dream Preview, 20 minutes, 36 seconds. And Even Money, 17 minutes, 10 seconds. Great job to all of our producers. I was out of pocket a lot of the week. They put this show together. I just showed up and did some, put frosting on it. EB, great job from you as well. Just a reminder, none of us who do this show are sharp. But this is your Sharp Squares podcast.
Good luck out there.